Greetings, beautiful people. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. Another wonderful day, another day to be thankful, and another day to focus on what is good. If you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So focus on what is good. I do have a quote for you today, but before I get to that quote, I want to remind you to give to Feeding America. You can give to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org. It is always better to give than to receive, and it is a blessing to give. So make sure you give during this holiday time to your charity of choice. But the charity that I'm suggesting you give to is Feeding America, because a lot of people were affected financially during this pandemic, and we want to just make sure that we are a blessing to others. So please give to feedamerica.org. You can make all donations there at feedamerica.org. Also, I want to remind you to make sure you check on your friends and family members during this holiday season. Sometimes, some people deal with the blues of the season, and unfortunately, we miss our loved ones, and sometimes we just have a hard time during a holiday, some people. But make sure you check on your friends and family members. Just send them a text or just call them and tell them you love them and let them know that you are thinking about them. So just check on people. It's just a good thing to do. So also I wanted to mention or remind you, I should say, make sure you wear your mask, use your hand sanitizer, and please stay safe out there if you are out and about. And if you don't have to go out, make sure you stay home, because we have to stay safe during this pandemic. So I just wanted to remind you of that. And I do have a quote, and my quote is, focus on something greater than what is happening or where you are. You will receive what you believe. Stay in hope. I'm going to read that quote again. Focus on something greater than what is happening or where you are. You will receive what you believe. Stay in hope. Well, that quote is simple, very simple. And the word that stands out the most to me is the word focus. Because what you focus on will become your reality. Because every time you focus on something, you are giving your energy to it. You're giving faith to something. So focus on what you want to manifest in front of you. And that quote simply is a reminder of activating faith. Of course, faith is not something magical. We know that it takes action to activate faith. But what you focus on can also activate the actions you need to take to activate your faith. So make sure you focus on something greater than what is happening or where you are. Make sure you focus on where you want to be. And of course, as the quote says, stay in hope. It's so important that we focus on the good things. In the midst of everything that is going on, it's so easy to just focus on all the negative things and the news and all the things that's going on. But we can't let that be our total focus. We have to find something to focus on that will lift our spirit. We have to focus on the things that give us peace, the things that give us joy. And we also, most importantly, more than anything else, focus on hope, focus on God and everything that He has done and is doing. Because if you focus on the things that are happening, it will drag your spirit. So don't focus on the news. Don't even allow yourself to watch the news or listen to the news too much. Read some good information or listen to some good information. And I'm not saying to ignore the news, because we all got to stay in the loop of what's happening. But what I'm saying is make sure you have a balance to everything so that you can, just feel good and keep your spirit lifted. I have to emphasize that so much, to keep your spirit lifted, because it's so easy to slip because of so much that's happening. It's easy to slip. And when I say slip, I'm talking about slipping emotionally, slipping mentally. It's easy to slip. So keep your spirit lifted. And most importantly, make sure you pray. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So just keep focusing on what is good. Even in the midst of hard things and bad news, you can still focus on something that is good. Because if you focus on what is good, it will lift your spirit. And I'm not talking about just ignore reality. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, like I said, keeping a balance of what you focus on versus good or bad, because we have to keep our spirit lifted during these times. We are in some serious times. So that is my quote for you today. And I thank you so much for listening to SB Favor Thinking Podcast. And make sure you give to a charity of your choice during this season. And if you're not sure which one you want to give to, as I stated, make sure you give to Feed America. You can give to Feed America at feedamerica.org. It's so important that we are a blessing to people that have a need during this season. I thank you so much for listening. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SBFavor. I also have a YouTube channel at SBFavor. Please click like, leave me some feedback. And if you have any suggestions, or if it's something you want to just ask me, please feel free to do so. And if you leave me something negative, guess what? I'm going to ignore you, because that is my rule. Thank you once again for listening to SB Favor Thinking Podcast. You have a good day.